All right, everyone, this is your algebra review for your quiz tomorrow. So remember, as promised in class, all of my quizzes are almost, if not identical, to the reviews. So if you can study this review, if this review makes sense, you should fare very well on your quiz. All right, so the first thing is you want to review the order of operations. So remember, PEMDAS stands for parentheses, exponents, multiply, and divide. And remember, this is from left to right, meaning that if division shows up on the left and multiplication's on the right, you would do division first. Okay, same thing for addition and subtraction. And that's again from left to right. All right, so the first thing you're going to be asked to do is fill out PEMDAS. Then you need to simplify each expression, and remember, it says show all work. So if you're looking and following PEMDAS, all right, I do not see any parentheses in number 1, but I do see an exponent, 3 squared. So no parentheses, move on to exponent. 3 squared is 9, so you get 9 plus 10 divided by 2. Okay, exponents are done. I don't see any multiplication, but I do see division. 10 divided by 2, so bring down your 9 plus because you're not using it, and 10 divided by 2 is 5. So there's your division. Addition, subtraction, well, you have addition. 9 plus 5 makes 14. Okay, same thing over here. Parentheses, this time you do have parentheses. 10 minus 8 is inside parentheses. Bring everything else down. 10 plus 3 times 10 minus 8 makes 2 squared. Keep that squared. So parentheses are gone. You do have an exponent, the 2 squared. So 10 plus 3 times 2 squared is 2 times 2, which is 4. Multiplication, I see 3 times 4. So we did 2 squared. Now I see 3 times 4 for multiplication. 10 plus 3 times 4 is 12. There is no division. Addition, subtraction, I see addition. 10 plus 12 makes 22. Okay, so that's PEMDAS, simplifying expressions, and that's how you show all of your work. Okay, the distributive property. Remember, you take the number that's directly on the outside of parentheses, and you're going to multiply it by the terms inside the parentheses. Little note that I'm going to say is draw your arrows. So negative 5 times 4x and negative 5 times negative 2. So this becomes negative 5 times 4x and negative 5 times negative 2. Notice how the negative 2, I kept the symbol, negative 2. So negative 5 times 4x makes negative 20x. Negative 5 times negative 2 makes a positive 10. Now, these are not like terms because the negative 20 has an x and the positive 10 does not. So that's as far as we can simplify. Okay, for number 4, you have 2 numbers outside parentheses. Remember, you take the one directly outside, which in this case would be 6. So bring down that 5 plus because you are not using it yet. 6 times m and 6 times 1. If you simplify here, 5 plus 6 times m is 6m, and 6 times 1 is 6. We do have like terms here, a regular 5 plus 6. So we have 6m, and 5 plus 6 makes 11. Okay, that's the distributive property. Solving one-step equations, use the inverse operation to isolate the variable, meaning you want to get the variable by itself, x equals, or equals a, or v equals, or y equals, something like that. So we want to isolate x. It is currently being divided by 7. The inverse of division is multiplication, so times 7 on both sides. Use your properties of equality, keep that equation balanced. 7's cancel. X equals 42. Okay, and you know that makes sense because if I take the original and I plug in 42 for x, 42 over 7 equals 6, and 42 divided by 7 is 6. So it checks out. 6 equals 6. Number 6, we have 4 plus b equals 16. This is a positive 4. You're going to subtract it on both sides. 4's cancel. b equals 12. Some more practice here. C minus 2 equals 1. You're going to add 2 to both sides. 2's cancel. C equals 3. Negative 1 equals d minus 3. Well, you want to isolate the variable. Add 3 to both sides. Negative 1 plus 3 is 2. 2 equals d. The variable is isolated. You found your solution. 10 equals b over 5. You're going to times 5 on both sides. 5 times 10 makes 50, which equals b. Notice, these are all one-step equations to get to your answer. 12 plus b, remember this is a positive 12. You are going to subtract it. 12's cancel. b equals 27 minus 12 is 15. 300 equals c minus 251. You're going to add 251 to both sides. 251's cancel. 551 equals c. Negative 12 equals v minus 5, so you're going to add 5 to both sides. 5's cancel. Negative 12 plus 5 gives you negative 7 equals v. All right, the last part of your quiz is two-step equations. This is what we practiced all last week. So you have 2 steps, step 1 and step 2. Step 1 is you're going to either use the inverse of addition or subtraction. Step 2 is you're going to use either multiplication or division. Remember, your goal is to isolate b. I see plus 6, so I'm going to minus it from both sides. You get 4b equals negative 26 minus 6 more makes negative 32. You're going to divide both sides by 4, and we get b equals, and negative 32 divided by 4 gives us 8. Negative 8. Number 14, step 1 says add or subtract. I see plus 1. We're going to subtract it from both sides. 1's cancel. X over 4 equals 11. Step 2 is either multiply or divide. Well, x is being divided by 4, so we're going to multiply by 4 on both sides. X equals 44. Number 15, you have negative 4 minus 4k. I'm going to add 4 to both sides. Cancel those out. Negative 4k equals negative 8. This is really negative 4 times k, so you're going to divide both sides by negative 4. K equals a negative 8 divided by a negative 4 makes a positive 2. 16, 56 equals negative 10 plus 6x, 6s. Add 10 to both sides. 10's cancel. 66 equals 6s. That's multiplication, so you're going to divide by 6 on both sides. S equals 11. Negative 25 equals 10z plus 5. Subtract 5 on both sides. Negative 30 equals 10z. Divide both sides by 10, and z equals negative 3. 36 equals x over 4 plus 30. Subtract 30 on both sides, and you get 6 equals x over 4. To isolate x, it's being divided, so you need to multiply, and we get x equals 24. All right? So, if you study this review sheet, you study the several concepts that we need, first being order of operations, next being distributive property, third being solving one-step equations, and the fourth being solving two-step equations. Those are the 4 key concepts on your quiz. Study this packet. I can promise you'll do well on your quiz tomorrow.